Hello and welcome back to CookieRunOvenBreak with Algeroy Galcon. And finally, we are back in the very first map that the Random Breakout appeared, which is the Lost City of Sugarteara. This is the second time the community has finally arrived at this map. Obviously, the first one is the map that I mentioned earlier, but sadly, I never got the chance to record it myself. So yeah, enjoy this. The second time I tried to do this, which is not the second time, this is supposed to be the third time, because the second time I did manage to get second place, which unfortunately wasn't recorded yet. So yeah, and that's about that. Ooh, hello there, Sobat Shark. How's that for a Sobat Shark impression? Anyway, I'm going to choose White Ghost Cookie because she come out quite recently and she brings a nice buff. Not a particularly useful buff for now, but this will become quite useful in like later stages like stage 7 and stage 8 itself. So yeah. Hang on, why is the sound is the one when we choose cookies instead of when the stage of Sugarteara itself? So let me fix that for a while. Yep, thankfully it come back nice. So here we go, let's just start the run. And to be honest, in my opinion, Sugarteara is basically the hardest breakout map in the entire game. As you can see, like the very first stage, this first, second, third, and in a bit of a stretch, fourth stage is pretty easy. Although, despite I say it's pretty easy, it's in some sections it's pretty tricky and you can mess it up, which is quite bad because especially if you are a high-level player like me. You're gonna find out pretty quickly that if you kind of screwed up at the second stage or third stage, for example, you have to start way back at the first stage. So it's quite frustrating to do breakout on Sugarteara, especially on the previous strategy in the breakout itself, not the random breakout, which is the one we are playing today, but in the normal breakout map. Like the previous strategy, the meta strategy was using Sugar Glass Cookie as the very first cookie to run. But the thing is though, using Sugar Glass Cookie involves running perfectly and then executing a very precise trick that if you fail doing it, it will go, you have no choice but to like restart the entire run all the way back into this first stage, even if that you have gone through until stage 3, yes. Thankfully, we found a better way to do it with using Rebel Cookie, although Rebel Cookie comes with a completely different challenge on their own, which makes the very first stage that we just passed earlier it's a bit tricky. But anyway, despite this breakout map that I consider to be one of, if not the hardest one, I actually like this breakout map the most actually compared to the newer ones. Don't get me wrong, there are some parts which makes the breakout run in the, I don't know, the Fragrant Lotus Paradise and Lotus Palace. It's really interesting. I really do love the soundtrack in Lotus Palace even more compared to Sugarteara. But yeah, Sugarteara would always be, in my opinion, one of, if not the hardest breakout map in the entire game. So anyway, that's White Ghost Cookie. I've managed to enter the top 10 all the way into 4th place. So not a particularly bad start. And let's move on to the second cookie. That's not a particularly good options. So yeah, let's just pay with some gems, diamonds if you will, which is quite unfortunate considering the next options, the choices are pretty terrible. Oh, we got Lobster Cookie. nice. Considering the fact that his ability is equivalent to having a permanent magnet attached to you. So instead of having like 3 treasure sets that every cookie uses for each run, Lobster is like an entire treasure of its own. So technically I run with 4 treasures, except with that basically an entire magnet attracts to the cookies and you just get them, and you do it by sliding. So yeah, expect me to do when I play Lobster Cookie, or any player that actually played Lobster Cookie, to like slide a lot, because that is essentially his ability. And I think this is the very first time that Lobster appeared on my channel. He is like out of meta for quite a while actually, despite this ability, which is pretty interesting to see at. But yeah, Lobster itself isn't very good. You might think because of this magnetic ability that I can gather every single jelly. As you can see, that is not the case with Lobster Cookie, even though the magnet is supposed to attract jellies, but you can only use it while sliding. But the pet itself is actually rather decent. I just missed a lot of them. A lot of the bear jelly parts there. Pretty unfortunate, but hey, that's sometimes just happens in a run. Anyway, the pet, Lobster's pet, is pretty decent. Lobster pet, when Lobster Cookie runs out of HP, Lobster's pet will restore some of those HP back, kind of like Sugar Glass or Ginseng. But this is before we got those 2 cookies in the game. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about the stage itself. Stage 3 here involves a lot of rainbow jellies. If you have, I forgot what's the name of the treasure, but it's basically the one that boosts the points regarding to rainbow jellies. It will be the most useful here. And also this stage itself, even though I said earlier, is pretty easy, but it can get quite tricky if you want to get like every single rainbow jellies there. At some places it can get quite close into obstacles, and if you hit it, it's pretty frustrating. Anyway, here we go, stage 4. Stage 4 in Sugarteara, it involves a lot of coin collecting. And oh yeah, I also forgot to explain, yeah, as you can see a bit earlier, that Lobster Cookie pet can resurrect Lobster Cookie. And anyway, yeah, we back to 7th place. Not great, but considering that Lobster is out of meta for quite a while, and thanks to the ability, we managed to get back into top 10 place, which is nice. Which is always nice. Yeah, I will keep helping you, Mocha Cookie. So stop calling me and add it some more, because I'm going to just find it anyway. Ooh, speaking of which, Snake Fruit Cookie. And Snake Fruit Cookie has some buff. Not much. I mean, it's very little in fact, but a buff is a buff, which is also nice. Even if one of the treasure itself is a rare one. But I'm going to choose Snake Fruit Cookie over Candlelight Cookie. Anyway, I wonder what are the opponents up to. Oh my god, the first place using Herb Cookie. That's actually a really good spot for Herb Cookie right at the start, all the way until stage 3. Because Herb Cookie collects like a lot of jellies and really powered up those jellies. Anyway, let's start with the run with Snake Fruit Cookie. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Snake Fruit Cookie is really cute. And I think the intention of Devsisters trying to make Snake Fruit Cookie is, I actually missed that health bar there. I mean health potion there. Where was I? Oh yes. When Devsisters makes Snake Fruit Cookie, I think the intention was trying to make a cookie that like nobody will like ever and become one of the most hated cookie. But when Devsisters released the actual look of first cookie, snake fruit cookie for the very first time in the season 7 update, everyone would just like really love snake fruit cookie, including me actually. I just really love the grooviness of snake fruit cookie's face, and I mean look at that running animation, and it's just so adorable. This cookie is just so adorable. Too bad that currently Devsisters doesn't have merchandise of snake fruit doll. If there is one that exists, I will definitely buy it. That's just for sure. Also, what you might have realized by now is that this version of Random Breakout in Lost City of Sugarteara is almost exactly identical to the one that we run at Breakout, like you and me did, but there's only one massive difference in this version, which is if you look at the top left of the screen, you might notice that it says bonus time, whereas in the normal version that we run on Breakout every weekend, it's completely different. There is no bonus time. Instead, it got replaced by a submarine, which is like a brand new addition, a brand new feature that was added into the Lost City of Sugarteara Breakout. But this time they decided not to be the case. As you can see right now, we literally entered bonus time, whereas in the normal version, the normal Breakout version, we only run that bonus time got changed into submarine section. And now stage 4 has been completed, and now this is the place where Sugarteara finally shows its true colors. Deep Sea Expanse, Stage 5 of Sugarteara. This is the place where the separation of difficultiness in Sugarteara. Oh, I just died in Snake Fruit Cookie has no longer have energy. I was about to explain something, but then that happened. But anyway, I'll explain it in just a bit after I picked up any of these cookies. Terrible cookie sounds interesting to use in here, but considering the fact that one of the buffs was actually a debuff, which is getting bitter berry jelly party, which is something that I do not want. And let's see. Oh my god. Licorice cookie is definitely the option, but the problem is the buff isn't. The treasure isn't that great, because the only epic in this treasure is basically a boost to the jellies that it got tagged by the painting. So this time I'm going to choose Amber Sugar Cookie because the treasure set is, not gonna lie, it's pretty useful, especially the rare one. I know that the rare one doesn't have the exact same goodness of the one of the licorice cookie. I think it's about the one of them is actually better, but yeah, considering the fact that I'm going to spend a lot of time jumping around in this stage, especially in the dark, like you see right now. Yeah, this the rare treasure isn't as terribly not particularly useful. I think that sums up why I choose Amber Sugar Cookie instead. And also there's another reason. Maybe you can hear it when I did the slide options. When I did the slide animation, the sounds that he makes is absolutely adorable. Oh, I just missed I missed a lot of them. That's not particularly good. Didn't realize the booster buff is still activated. You might remember that I said this stage makes the difference between the new players and the veteran players, and this is one of the stages why I think this is the stage that has the most difficulty spike in the entire breakout. I mean, if I want to give a star level, I think so far from stage 1 to 4 is between maybe 1 or even like 2.5. this thing for me is like 3.5 to 4 in fact, because of simply we are playing in the darkness. There's a lot of obstacles around. If you're not careful, you can be absolutely obliterated. And yes, do not adjust your settings. You're not seeing it wrong. We're just getting eaten by a fish, and I think it was anglerfish. But yet somehow we still live because apparently plot armor heavily exists in this game. Which, come to think of it, Tower of Frozen Wave is one of the very events that are rerun in this game, and I've actually made a video about. Well, I'm not posting it yet, but I've already created a video to see a playthrough about that particular event, and they're all pretty interesting. They have interesting puzzle to solve on, and comment down below if you are interested seeing those videos, the playthroughs of the Frozen Wave event. So far on that particular progress, I managed to go into the hard mode. I'm still currently on progressing that one, and the reason why I'm not choosing cauliflower cookie there is because the treasure set isn't very good. Cauliflower cookie is not known for the kind of cookie that destroy obstacles. It's more like she's actually quite good if the treasure set is like jelly focus oriented or like adding more points. Sadly, I tried to gamble, but sadly it just didn't work out. Everything is terrible. But I think the best option that I can pick now is pick Cocoa Cookie. And I know Skater is quite tempting to do because Skater has a really good buff, but I'm not going to take a risk. I'm picking Cocoa Cookie instead. The only thing that I wanted to change, sadly I can't, but the one way I will change the treasure set is I want to replace the one on the right where it collects frozen bear jellies and change it to something else, preferably the ghost bear jellies, because this stage takes advantage of that even better than the one on the right, the frozen bear jellies one. I kind of forgot the name of it, but anyway, let's start with the run. As always, things are not looking good for me, but let's just try to make the best use of it. As you can see, if I have like the ghost bear jellies, every single bear jellies in this map will be incredibly useful for me, and rather than instead of just those frozen bear jellies there. Anyway, that's Cocoa Cookie skill. Every time I get some health, it boosts the Cocoa Cookie will just become invisible and ride around in her, I don't know, bowl. And no, it's not a bowl, a cup, I guess. Yeah, it's a cup, but I'm not quite sure what's the name. Comment down below. Looking back at this run as I watch it through the editing, I was literally so convinced that this is the part where I will just fail the entire breakout run. Like Cocoa Cookie will become the cookie that will push me out of into the top 10. And yeah, and I actually didn't expect that I did so well. I think it's because I just picked the right cookie at the right time, at, you know, like everything just comes together, I guess. Because while you know I'm doing this run, when I'm doing this run, I wasn't so optimistic as I know the result of this run, and it's actually pretty shocking to me. But when I finished this run with Cocoa Cookie, I was actually pretty stunned to what Cocoa Cookie managed to do, and I complimented as I missed some of those bear jellies there. And now stage 7. This is the second to last stage, and this is also pretty difficult. There's a trick that you need to do. Some cookies can walk it past through, but if I don't manage to do it, then I have to do the trick, which is the proposed path, well, supposed path. But if I get it wrong, that I have no choice but to like restart the entire run itself. Well, not the entire run, but from where the point Cookie died. So yeah, that's the point where Cookie died, and I have to change into entirely different Cookie, and I'm still currently in the top 10, which is always a good news. By the way, I didn't even think that I could somehow manage to get 420 million points there on Cookie, but I don't know. Comment down below if I should choose a cauliflower cookie instead of cocoa cookie. But anyway, I'm going to pick up, let's just see. Oh, it's popping candy. Too bad that his treasure set is pretty decent, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna gamble and just hope that there will be a better one instead. Okay. Oh, that's not particularly useful. Gamble once again. I think this is the last time. Show me. Oh, cherry blossom cookie. Yes, definitely. Cherry blossom cookie instead. Also, you will see one of the reasons why I rate this stage in 5-star difficulty, and that is that monster golem right there. And also the fact that this particular part of the stage requires tight timing in terms of jumps, slide, and everything. Well, mostly jumps, but at some point you will have to do slide as well, and you can actually knock out that particular boss right at the end of this stage. Also, this is the trick that I'm talking about, which is to most new players, new players will cut that right off, get caught off guard. What I meant is they grab the green button, but they also pick the red button, which is makes reaching the next platform pretty much impossible at that point. And also, as well, look at those obstacles falling down. This is why I rate this Sugarteara. This stage is rated 5-star. Thankfully, because I run with Max Cookie, it shouldn't be that kind of big of a problem. And also, I collected a 3-parter from a 3-parter, that's triangle, and that should shut down this golem thingy that trying to punch me and makes me hitting obstacles and whatnot. And that is the final puzzle. The golem monster has been shut down, and the game actually compliments me with good, and as well a bonus time, which is, fun fact, the last time you will see a bonus time in this random breakout challenge on Lost City of Sugarteara. And afterwards we are moving into stage 8, the final stage of Sugarteara. Gleaming Crystal Temple, the final stage of Sugarteara itself. As you can see on the background there is some balls, shining balls that try to mess up our run. And fortunately, there is a way to delay that big ball firing lasers on us and trying to ruin us. But as I said earlier, there is a way to delay that, and it's by through collecting that that I don't know what it's called, but basically it's the one jelly spoon that has like a dark teal color, which basically when the game says power down, that means I have collected the treasure that the game wants to prevent that particular boss there from firing the laser itself. So what will happen if I somehow manage to get into the end of this stage? Well, what will happen is that the game will just basically, hang on a minute, where's the sound? Where suddenly this game has no sounds whatsoever. Let me fix that for a while. Going back, there we go. Back to Sugarteara itself. So, where was I? Oh yes, what will happen if I somehow manage to get to the end of the stage, what will happen is the game will basically rotate the stage into, so I got transferred back into the middle part of the stage itself, and that will keep happening until I have no cookies left to run. Anyway, I got legendary cookies, which is the very first time in this run I managed to get it, but unfortunately the game decided to give me basically the worst combination of all, actually. Of all the legendary combinations that the game could provide to me, the game provides me the worst possible combinations, which is so sad. I mean, if magma bird was changed instead of the emerald golem, I forgot the name of the treasure itself, that will be making things a lot better. So instead, I'm going to choose night cookie instead, because I want to get as much range as possible, and night is perfect for that. And also night cookie in that particular setup has a shield there, which will definitely help me in terms of if I somehow crash into an obstacle, the game will provide me with another shield, which can certainly help me if I got hit again. But so far I haven't got a hit, so I said that I got a hit on night cookie, but never mind. The shield has 2 more, so I could take another one, but I cannot take another one because I have no more shields. So when that happens, if I crash the obstacle, I lose a lot of hit points, and that is bad, especially in Random Breakout Challenge, where you only have 3 opportunities to run. But fortunately, good news is one of the treasures is actually candy dynamite. It's one of the rare treasures that are actually really useful, and it synergizes really well with night cookie, because night cookie relies on distance and destroying obstacles, and there are lots and lots of obstacles. As you can see there, the balls is basically still charging the energy to firing its laser, and there you can see that's what happened if I don't collect enough materials for powering down the that laser over there, and it's charging again, and it charges automatically. So regardless if you somehow not getting miss a single miss on those teal jellies that powers down the giant laser cannon over there, and I think that's the only way to prevent yourself from avoiding the laser, which sometimes can be really tricky to do, and if you're not careful you can take a lot of damage. Now I'm going to choose vampire cookie instead of ginseng cookie, simply because while yes, ginseng cookie is much more viable because of that the regeneration ability when ginseng cookie runs out of HP, but I'm going to choose vampire cookie simply because for the very same reason. And also ginseng's treasure sets is not particularly good. And now I'm going to choose vampire cookie instead of ginseng cookie for the reason that I explained earlier. And now comes to one of the most heartbreaking parts in the entire run itself. So I was wondering what is the progress of the active events in regards to Mocha Ray cookie, and I look at it and then like 24 out of 25 jellies that needs to be collected, and I was like, oh come on, that means I only have 2 cookies that can take advantage of this buff, whatever buff that Mocha Ray will throw at me. Oh well, this is certainly not good news, considering the fact that I'm still competing for the top 10 spot, so kind of like somber news to me, but not particularly bad so far. So far I progressed really well. I managed to eliminate all of those obstacles and granting me 36,000 points. It is not much, but those 36,000 points really stack up on top of each other, so it can get pretty fast, pretty quickly. So the one thing that Vampire Cookie is good at is also distance. And unlike Night Cookie in the previous runner, Vampire Cookie is great for distance running because Vampire Cookie lasts forever. Oops, I accidentally fall through the hole there. But thankfully, I think the reason why I didn't manage to get fall is because of one of the buffs that I have. Certainly not the Vampire Cookie's magic candies, because that is also something that I couldn't control over it. Also, I do think that Vampire Cookie is one of, if not the best rare cookie, especially on breakout maps, because of his ability to essentially just last forever. Also, I just noticed that we are nearly closing to the edge of the map, and as you can see, the map just goes back into the middle while also having the health potion, a huge one, and that goes until the end of the stage once again. However, this is only the case for Sugarteara. If I somehow manage to get into the end once again, the game doesn't give me any more potions, so it's basically just having run all the cookies until you have nothing left. And yeah, thanks to ouch, that's not particularly good. That should prevent us from getting much further than the top 9 place that we have right now. Anyway, that's it for me, at least for now, and I'll see you back when the cookie selection screen comes around. Until then, enjoy the run. Oh, hello there, Mogare Cookie. Did we get every single one of them? Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, I finally got to use it. Oh my god, Strawberry Cookie, yeah, definitely. You are definitely going to be the next one. I have to admit, her treasure isn't very good. I mean, every single one of them are rare type of cookie. But the thing is though, the two of those 3 rare types are actually rather good. Speed boost and also and the one that gives us shield isn't always a bad thing. Now, I do wonder what is the Mocha Rave's buff given to us. So, all jellies, 10,000 points. Okay, that's very good. And also, it will give me the bonus points if I hit the teal jelly one that is used for slowing down the progression of the laser balls at the background of the stage. Now, the reason why I'm choosing Strawberry Cookie, as you might have guessed, yes, it is because of Strawberry Cookie gaining actually quite distance in terms of her skill itself, as you can see right here. And her skill lasts quite a while as well, so that's also another good thing. And yes, you might have looked at that top right of the screen and suddenly you saw me at 9th place. The reason why is that because the actual video, if I don't edit this out, will become like an hour long, and like more than 1 hour long, and I'm afraid that my phone storage just cannot handle such a big task in terms of like editing stuff. And yeah, there's nothing left that I need to say, and oh my god, oh, I got rescued. I think that's because one of the bonuses that I somehow managed to get during the buffs that I have during this run. I don't know, I didn't actually pay attention that much about the buffs that I get during this random breakout challenge. So yeah, there's nothing that I need to say left, and I'll see you in the next time where we go back into the cookie selection screen. unexpectedly, I actually ended up upgrading my place from 9th place to 8th place. So yeah, still on the top 10. I'm still quite confident I can get top 10 right until the very end. And none of these choices are actually good. Macaron cookie, too bad that. Oh, lime. Peppermint isn't that bad of an idea, but the problem is peppermint's buff. One of them is actually produce bitter bear jellies if I destroyed obstacles. Oh, sandwich. Tomatoes, I guess. Random rare buff. Yeah, I guess maybe I should have choice paprika instead. Maybe I should get an epic buff instead of just a rare one. So yeah, I'm quite happy, but the fact that I actually just realized that I didn't have any legendaries throughout this entire run, and I think like a lot of the enemy, well, the opponent I mean, has a bit of legendary cookies on their own. I think I might be the only one. Well, I just let's just see until the results it comes to an end. So yeah, lime cookie. Oh, that's quite bad. So anyway, where was I? Okay, lime cookie. She recently got buffed during the sports update. I cannot forget what the name of the update was. I think it was during April that she received buffs. Too bad that I actually didn't get a super epic skin during that particular event. However, I do manage to get one of the 2 rare costumes. I actually got both of them already, so yeah, maybe just a matter of time before I finally get Lime Cookie's super epic costume. So I'm not particularly good in terms of momentum there. Lime Cookie's skill is basically he just hops up into a giant beach ball and then just destroy obstacles. And also her ability is like throwing like volleyball and move like that. That's actually one of the trickiest parts in terms of stage 8, and yeah, stage 8 is unbelievably tricky. And oh my god, that's not particularly good. That's also one of the trickiest parts in this entire run. Thanks to Sugarteara. And also this is the reason why I think that, oh no, this is bad, no, I actually missed. Oh no, this is bad, this is really bad. Oh god, I might not make it into the top 10 though. I mean, he got hit twice. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, 15th place, but I don't think that I could get into top 10 anymore because of this run. And to be told, this is actually the best run in terms of like I got 3 tries, but then all those 2 attempts just doesn't count, and like it was actually worse than I ended up with. So anyway, just it was going so well, and then Lime Cookie just suddenly Sugarteara just throw in and say, nope, you stay in top 14. Anyway, that's it for me. Bye bye.